Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, this is an overhead console that I got out of a wrecked Peterbilt 362. It's the one that Low and Slow is missing. Now, it's the only one that I found close to home, but the truck was in an accident, so there's a dent there. It's in a bit rough shape. There's, it's broken across here and cracked. And over here, it's really buggered. I've been using heat to warm up the plastic, and I've almost, well, I got it better. This was just all crumpled in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and rescue this one. I'm gonna use my favorite epoxy, JB Weld, and see if I can't weld this plastic back together and, you know, make it something that's usable again. You know, if I have to, I can could paint it with the plastic paint or do whatever, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. So it's got the fan pot spot. It's got a spot for a radio. There's a little Pete emblem here. Granted, it's a little bit buggered, just from age, but you know what, if I can make it work, why not make it work? And then at least I can have a radio and dome lights and, yeah, and be back at it. So, on the back side, I took the wiring harness out. So that's gone. It's a little bit dirty. That's the switch for the fan there. Spot for the radio here. Inspection cover for the radio. Something was here that got hot, but yeah, I think we can do it. I think I can do it. You know what? We made that overhead piece work. Does it have to be perfect? No. But right now it's better than the alternative. A lot better. So yeah, I'm gonna start by epoxying some cracks, some spots that look like they'll go together, like here. So I'm maybe gonna get a damp cloth to wipe that, and then I'll yeah, give it a little sand, clamp it, epoxy it, and then slowly move to all the rest of them. So slow and steady, right? Now we're cooking. So I think that looks pretty fair. I'm gonna put another clamp on, and what I'll do is I'll just glue around the crack. So some spots where the plastic doesn't want to meet quite right, I'm going to heat it up just so that I can manipulate it. There we go. This one, it's got a crease in here that I want to get out. There. It's bad, huh? Let's mix up some JB Weld. I got her JB welded up, except for under the clamps, of course. So I'm gonna let this set, and then that'll set. That one wall will be rigid. Then I can pull this together, and these cracks here, I can do those and reinforce them. And this spot that's really bad, we're gonna manipulate it with some more heat. There's a spot there we'll manipulate with some heat, as well as a dent here. So yeah, I think we can do this. So
one day later.
Oh, hey guys, it's the next day. Let's see how this did. Do-do-do. And it's Fun Shirt Sunday. Fun Day Sunday, they say. Oh, there goes my block of wood. Well, this piece is stuck. Doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look great. No. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. There's nothing wrong with saving money, right? So let's take a look. I'm gonna flip this over for your viewing pleasure. So this is still broken. But check it out. So here's the crack. Now you can see me better. All 150 pounds. If you believe that, then I got, yeah, let's just not talk about it. So, you know, this thing is, it's in a little rough shape. She's a little rough. I know we talked about this before, but here is what the crack looks like, excuse me, on the outside with the JB Weld fix. Considering what it looked like before, I think this is really good. Now, I think with this crack, I can either take it to Fibrenew, maybe see about some plastic welder. Maybe if I heat this up, it'll kind of melt a little bit. But this is on the back side, so that will only get seen if you're in the sleeper. The passenger side, it's got a little dinger here, which really isn't that bad. Dusty. And that's another thing. Sandblasting without a respirator, what a stupid thing I could do. I mean, it didn't really bother me that much, and I'm like, oh, it's not even making dust. It's totally fine. Because I was thinking the sand is heavy and it doesn't really, you know, hang in the air. And then it's like everything, you know, when you start a job and you get a little carried away, and next thing you know, you've done the whole thing. Like say if you want to touch something up with black paint, next thing you know, you paint the whole thing. So yeah, bad on me, because I never thought about the fact that all the paint and rust, it's blowing off with the sand blaster. It's turning it into dust. So now everything in my shop has dust on it. It's not super bad, but it's bad enough that I feel like an idiot. So actually, this is a good reason for Peterbilt Mike to get his own truck shop. I'm gonna tell Andrew that. That's what I'm gonna go with. You know, because if I have my own truck shop, the trucks stay in there, you make mess in there, and then Mike's garage stays clean and pristine. So we're gonna work on that behind the scenes with Mrs. Peterbilt Mike. So anyways, sidetrack. So I'm actually really happy with this. So on this, there's a crack here. When I put this together, there's gonna be a speaker cover. There's a light here. Now, I did harvest out of a sleeper that was going to the garbage at work. I harvested some lights that are the exact same lights. I don't know if I have this one, but I can reuse that one if I have to. So I've got lights here, so you'll just see a little crack there, a little crack there. This seam will probably be hidden somewhat, or not really noticeable. So that's the next part we're gonna work on. And I mean, this is far from perfect, but you gotta save the money where you can, right? So, and I was on Facebook on the 362 enthusiast page, and there's a 362 with this beautiful stainless steel header piece, and I was like, I should do that. But the problem is I have 4 trucks, so, and I kind of like the OEM thing because I just like it. I like the OEM look of Peterbilt. So yeah, this side, this one, this is where it's not so good. It's a little bad. So this is going to require some work. There's no doubt, no hiding it. This is fackwaggered. And for those of you that don't know what fackwaggered means, it means broken. Not great. But I've already heated it up like we talked about. So it's better than it was. You're definitely going to tell that there was some trauma. There was some trauma, Mike. But you know what? We're recycling. That's right. And right here, there's a bit of a dent in there. So I'm going to work on that. And, I think ultimately when it's up in there, I don't think it'll be that bad. The bottom looks good. It's got the fan mount. Just need a fan. It's got the hole for a radio. Just need to make sure a radio actually fits in there. Which a guy could always use a cover plate. And this is where your VHF would go. VHF or CB. Break on down. This here's the rubber duck. You got a copy on that big bad bento. Dang, dang. Sorry about that. Went a little bit 70 CB on you. That in my handle would be Peterbilt Mike. Break on down. This is Peterbilt Mike. You got a copy? Got a 362 with a reefer on. That's what I need to get, a reefer, so that it's it's like convoy. Like a Cabover Pete with a reefer on and a Kenworth hauling logs. Just kind of ironic because I hauled logs with the Kenworth, and I could haul logs with my Cabover, but I really don't want to because that would suck. Cabovers and logs, meh. So anyways, that's what it looks like. I'm pleased with it so far. I know what you guys are thinking, Mike, just go build a custom panel. Well, I would love to, but you know what? I got 4 trucks, and it's kind of a challenge to see if I can restore it. Plastic welding kit, I could probably look into that too. But hey, just broke that. My unofficial sponsor, JB Weld. 101 uses. And actually, I'm not sponsored by JB Weld, but I'd sure like to be. So hashtag JB Weld if you're out there. Got your back, guys. So yeah, I think that is probably stronger than ever. I put some down in this lower crack, so that's strong. The other thing I have, these bolt holes, excuse me, I think there might be still dust in the air, are broken out, the screw holes, so I'm gonna have to get some washers and epoxy those in so that, because it hangs off all of this. So we'll have to do that, and yeah. We'll glue it up, do it in stages, fix one part so you get it all complete, and then you go to another part, so then that way the more structural rigidity, closer it gets to being its actual shape, the easier it is to manipulate the other pieces into where they go. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna manipulate the other pieces. So, and while I JB weld this and let it dry, then I can go work on another project, because Lord knows I've got a few projects to work on. There are only so many days of the week. And sadly, this isn't my day job. Although if it was my day job, I'd be totally okay with it. But it's not, so I gotta go sell trucks during the week. But that's okay. Stop coughing, Mike. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna peel the sticker off. It's kind of a sick satisfaction in pulling stickers off, isn't it?
2 hours later.
There. Now, we'll let this dry and see how that looks. And it's one step closer. And I did it in those sections so that then when that's dry, I can take my clamps off and then manipulate the other parts to get closer to where they need to be. And one of the things I'm going to do, because I put some JB Weld on, you actually can't see it there. So I actually put some JB Weld on these screw holes that are, the plastic's broken, it's kind of lift up, so I'm going to put a weight on it, but I'm going to put some tuck tape so that with the tuck tape on it, the JB Weld doesn't stick to the weight, and it comes off. So if I go like that, I'm using magnets because I had them and I stuck them together, and apparently they're hard to get apart. Okay, so now I'll just stick that there. Yep, maybe I'll clamp it. There we go. So there's that one, and there's this one right here. So this looks like a job for me and anybody. Sorry, segued into M&M. I'll just stick that on there. There. Now we wait. And this was cracked in there. There's lots of little bits on here that that were cracked more than I knew. So we'll let that dry. Just give it a little double check to make sure it's kosher. Gently. Yeah, it's looking good. You know what? Just don't touch it, Mike. So there we go. That's it. So yeah, guys, that's it for this JB Weld episode. So if you want to see what happens next, click subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and you'll see how this goes. Is it going to go poorly? Is it going to go good? Will Mike crash? No, I don't like that. Will it go good? Will it go poorly? Will Mike buy a new truck? No, he won't, because he can't afford one. I might buy another one, though, because why not? All right, because Henry doesn't want me to. Well, can never have too many projects, right? No, you can have too many projects. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.